What's going on YouTube? Today I'm going to be teaching how I created this crown with Power Graphic Kit. It's going to be a very raw and unedited and authentic review. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you like content like this, let me know by liking and commenting and sharing this video. Thank you so much. Now let's get into it. So first and foremost, the very first thing I do when I have a theme is I search up the theme on Pinterest. So let's go crowned with Power on Pinterest and let's see what they have in terms of graphics. So we're already seeing the images and the graphics with the crown. We're already seeing images and elements that we've used in this graphic kit. So we're gonna go ahead and play around with the graphics and see what works for us, what inspo works for us, what can we pull, and what direction are we getting inspired for. But I was getting stuck, so let's go back. Let's search up crowned Christian graphics. And this is a raw, unfiltered, exactly what I do when I create graphics and graphic kits. So let's see here, boom. This is something that was selected. This looks very, very similar. See, this one too was another graphic selected. These two were also selected. And I loved this crown that was used because you're able to see the bottom of the crown and the top of the crown, which you can create that effect that the crown is on top of the text. If it's just a regular crown where you don't see the inside of the crown, then you won't be able to create that effect, which I'll show you guys more in a little bit. So when you go ahead and find all of your graphics that you like, that fits the style that you feel like you want to move forward with this design and overall mood board, which is what it's called, then you can start solidifying one or two graphics that you want to create the graphic from. So like not mimic, although it's gonna look like it, but really be inspired and really be the foundation of the graphic, so to say. So one thing is I loved these colors. So I loved the orange text with the light cream background. And I also liked the font. So when I got to this graphic, I went ahead on Canva, select the background, went to background color, very, very simple, add a new color. Then I went to pick a color in this little eyedrop feature here. If I was to go to the tanned or the creamed version, I wouldn't really be able to guess the color exactly. So we're gonna go ahead, Command Z that. We're gonna go back to the eyedropper feature. And actually it doesn't allow me here. So let's pull this down. Because I have two screens, it's a lot easier. But the point is you would want to select this background with that eyedropper feature. So I've already went ahead and done that, and that was the color of that backdrop, which as you can see, it's very much so similar. It may not be perfect, but it is similar. And if you want to tweak it, you can go back to backdrop color and you can go on the color and you can tweak it so you can make it a little bit darker if you want it, a little bit lighter, a little bit more towards the orange, a little bit more towards the grayscale. You can play around with it, but we're gonna go and undo what we did and start with this backdrop. So this is a really great start. Next, I loved the font. So the font, the way I described the font was skinny but tall. So what did I do? I searched up the best skinny, tall fonts on Canva, and I searched it on Google, and this is what came up. And I think I selected from this website, and I went ahead and tried each of these fonts on Canva. So for example, I went to text, add a text box. Then I went ahead and this first selection was Anton. Anton's a very known font. Select Anton, and these are giving me the best skinny but tall fonts on Canva. This was just too thick for me, so I went all the way through the list until I hit 6 caps, and I'll show you what that looks like. I have it here, 6 caps, and there you go. That's exactly what I was looking for. which we can actually see here on this graphic. It looks very similar. So I'm very happy with that. If you noticed, it is an all caps font, but you can identify when there is a cap. And it kind of has this weird proportion with the cap. So I'm gonna go ahead, select the font and select uppercase. This is like an effect that Canva has, which uppercases all of the letters in the text. So I'm gonna keep it like that. So that looks good. That's a great start with our font selection. We can go ahead and write crowned. Let me X off this website. And this is our crowned text. Let me enlarge this. And I centered it off. There you go. And then let's go back to this inspo here. Now, I did like the orange text. It really pops out in the background. So let's go back and remember that eye picker tool, eye tool, I forgot what's it called. And I select that text color. And what it gave me was this, no, let's go back. And what it gave me was this orange color. And that was where we got that color from, which was this graphic. Now let's go back, because this graphic right here has this fire effect where the crown is in between the text. So the crown is behind some of the letters, is above some of the letters. And I really like the style, so let's look for that crown. I kind of thought this was Canva, and I actually came out to be true that it was Canva. So I had high hopes that the crown was gonna be found. Now, if you don't know, you go to your Elements tab, you'll go ahead and search crown. Under graphics, you select all, and here are all your crowns. Now, it wasn't that long until I found the exact crown that they used, which this looks exactly like what they had, which is perfect. The only thing is that it's not black and white. It's this yellow gold type color, and I don't like that. So we're gonna go ahead and click on edit. Once we're there, we're gonna go under the filters tab and see all. And then there's an option where you can turn this image black and white. Classic fits best for this overall look. And I think this is exactly what they did. So I did know that I wanted to kind of have this as a literal crown on the actual text. And so how we did that was very, very simple. If you just position this to go to the back, you're still not gonna have that full effect that you're looking for. Now, one thing I did was duplicated the crown. I aligned the images on top of each other, and then I cropped the bottom of this crown to like the very tip of the brim. And if the text is exactly in the middle, you'll be able to get this cool effect where the crown is hovering on top of the text. Now let's find a way to add with power. So exactly what I did was go back to Pinterest. And so what I'm looking for in graphics are similar fonts. And so this font is that tall font, the skinny font, the fonts that we're already working with. And so what other fonts are they using that looks good with the font that we have already? Does that make sense? So this font that they're using, what I best described it was like a permanent marker. It was like graffiti in a way. So I went ahead and searched on Google as well, best permanent markers, best graffiti font on Canva. And there's an actual font on Canva. If you go back to Canva and we can add a text, that's called permanent marker. And it just fit perfectly with the text. So we went ahead and that was an easy find. We're gonna go type up with power. So now we have this, and I think like this, it's like literally almost perfect. Crowned with power. This font fits perfectly with the text. Both of the texts complement each other. You do not want two powerful texts that compete against each other. You want them to complement each other, okay? Not compete, but complement each other. So these two fonts, they complement each other very well. You could have added it to the bottom, but that's boring, that's classic. I want it to be different. Let's spice it up a little bit. Let's add the text on top of the other text. And so I think this is great. Crowned with power. I think this looks great. Let's go back to this graphic here. The elements that they used were arrows, and I thought that added a great mix to it. And the arrows was pointed to this middle text right here. So we're gonna go back to Canva. We're gonna go back to the elements tab. We're literally gonna search up arrow. You can go under the graphics and play around with the arrows. Check what arrows look good with your graphic. Not every arrow is gonna look good. This arrow to me is a little bit too big. It's too fat. These arrows are more skinnier. And this arrow, to me, it looked as close and as similar to the one that was used on the inspo. And we move this around, point it towards the crowned with power. You can duplicate it. You can flip things around, horizontal and vertical. Boom. We added 2 arrows, and look how much more this adds to the graphic. Now, you don't want to overdo it. So maybe shortening and making one smaller, maybe making another arrow behind the crown, so it's not just too much going on, right? So we're just gonna delete this one. We're gonna just keep the top one. Now, the second to last thing I wanted to add from this graphic was this tape, and I think the tape looks dope. Maybe we can add the tape on top of the crown, but behind the with power, so we're not drowning the entire text. So go back to the handy dandy elements tools. I'm searching up elements and search up tape. Go to graphics, play around with it and check to see what tapes you like. This one looks very similar to our inspo here. Let's use this one that we have selected. I'm just gonna make sure that's centered. And I also want to raise this arrow to the front. So that way it's not behind the tape, but the arrow is on top of the tape. So going back to the inspo, as you can see, they had some this dirt or this grain effect on top of their entire graphic. So we're gonna go back to the elements and search up grain. And we have a bunch of grain selections that they provide that they look really good. We're gonna go back. We're gonna select this one. The grain is very tough and they're bigger, so you're able to see it a lot more compared to smaller grain like this, where you don't really see the grain as much as you do this one. And it's all subjective, it's all by choice, however you like your grain to be. You can choose whatever you like there, but we're gonna select this grain. We're gonna bring this all the way to fit the entire screen. We're gonna position this to the very front. I wanna make sure that the grain is on top of everything, but now this is just too strong. Let's dim this down. Let's bring this a little bit lighter with the transparency tool and bring down the transparency to about 25, maybe 30. Yeah, let's do 30. I think 30 is a good number. So this is the graphic, crowned with power. To me, this looks great. We used different inspos from Pinterest that we was able to pull a little bit from this one, a little bit from that one, and we made this graphic come to life. If you don't know already, we created this entire kit and we're giving it away all for free. This is a new series that God just placed in my heart to do and to just give back to his church. I see a lot of churches struggling with creating graphics. And so if I can offer a graphic or offer a solution and give it away for free, why not? Because God has just been that good to me already. So I'm just giving it away for free. You can download this entire kit. I mean, it's totally for free. Just click the link in our bio, just comment the word graphic and I'll send it directly to you. But it is totally customizable. And we also include the fonts, backgrounds, and elements that was included in this graphic. So we provide all of that information there. And lastly, we provide the link to the inspo board that we used to create this graphic kit, which is this board right here. And all of this is available for free. You click the link in our bio or comment graphic and we'll send it to you. So that is the Crowned with Power kit. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It would definitely be appreciated. Thank you so much. And I pray that you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys use it. And if you guys did, if you have any questions, hit me up, contact me, I'm definitely available to help out. And that's pretty much it. Enjoy the kit, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.